Hey, here are 5 stupid things I've noticed since last time. Republicans accuse Obama of class warfare following State of the Union address. In last week's State of the Union speech, President Obama made a number of proposals aimed at helping the poor and the middle class. Things like raising the minimum wage, tax credits for child care, guaranteed paid sick leave, and free community college. Measures that would be paid for, at least in part, by higher taxes on high-income earners. Obama's Republican critics responded, inevitably, by charging him with engaging in class warfare. Because remember, class warfare is when someone suggests that the rich be rendered ever so slightly less rich to help the poor break even, and not when the rich ruthlessly exploit the poor to make themselves even richer. Pastor halts funeral for gay woman. Week before last, Ray Chavez, pastor of New Hope Ministries in Lakewood, Colorado, interrupted the funeral service for Vanessa Collier being held at his church and insisted that all photographs depicting Collier, who was gay, with her wife and their 2 children be removed before the service could continue. Now, fortunately, the mourners were able to relocate the funeral. They literally picked up the casket and carried it to a nearby mortuary. But that's not really the point. Even if there was a line in the Beatitudes where Jesus said something like, "Blessed are those who cancel funerals because they don't want no gay shit in their church," Pastor Chavez would still be the early frontrunner for 2015's homophobic shitbag of the year. Conservatives push myth of no-go zones for non-Muslims. In the wake of the Charlie Hebdo shooting, Fox News contributor Steve Emerson claimed that the English city of Birmingham is, quote, totally Muslim, and a place where non-Muslims are not allowed to go. Now, this claim was laughably false and easily debunked. Birmingham is actually about 3/4 non-Muslim, and Fox News soon enough apologized for Emerson making this claim. But not everybody was so quick to let it go. For instance, Louisiana Governor Bobby Jindal appeared on Fox News just last week and insisted, despite all evidence to the contrary, that no-go zones ruled by Muslims and subject to Sharia law do exist in Western European cities. If you listen closely, what Jindal seems to be describing are certain neighborhoods with low standards of living and high rates of crime where outsiders are just reluctant to go. Not all that different from certain neighborhoods in American inner cities. So now, conservatives are not only demonizing Muslims for being Muslims, but also for being poor. Now that's what I call progress. Horrible, horrible progress. State Senator proposes placing bathroom bounty on trans kids. Week before last, Kentucky State Senator C.B. Embry introduced a bill that would allow public school students who catch transgender students using sex-segregated facilities in accordance with their gender identity rather than their biological gender to sue their schools for $2,500. Embry says that the measure is intended to encourage the schools to ensure that their transgender students don't make the rest of the students uncomfortable. Yes, because clearly in this scenario, the cisgender kids are the more vulnerable group. Good for you, Senator Embry. If men like you don't stand up for our right to not be weirded out by people who are different, who will? Pope Francis blames the victims of the Charlie Hebdo shooting. Anybody else hear a sound not unlike that of an other shoe dropping, or was that just me? Anyway, hey, remember Francis? The Pope who was going to finally drag his corrupt, regressive institution into the 20th and perhaps even eventually the 21st century? Yeah, never mind. After the Charlie Hebdo attacks, Pope Francis compared the shootings to him punching a guy for insulting his mother. It's normal, he said. You cannot provoke. All right, punching a dude for insulting your mother might be a natural human response, but that doesn't make it right. No matter how you feel, you still don't get to answer words with fists, let alone bullets. And I don't need Jesus to tell me this, but it just so happens that he said something about it anyway. Has the Pope really never read Matthew 5:39? Whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also? Or does Francis's Bible have an extra line where Jesus says, unless the guy talks shit about your mom or your religion, then you can waste him? Must be the same translation Pastor Chavez is working from. The hardest part is only picking 5. Catch you next time.